Linear and nonlinear functions, lesson 14 notes, the review. The review is a separate assignment. Find it in Schoology, upload it to Notability, finish it there, and then resubmit it to Schoology. I will tell you that the best way to do the best help I could give you for these problems is to use Bellwork 13A. Use Bellwork 13A. Bellwork 13A, question number 4 is just like number 1. Question number 5 is just like number 2. Question number 6 on Bellwork 13A is like question number 4 on here. But also on that Bellwork, we wrote down some extra info, and that where the extra info is, that's going to help you answer number 3 on here. So use your Bellwork 13A to help you complete the review. Okay, this lesson is on linear and nonlinear functions. We have talked about what the word linear means before, and we've talked about functions before. Remember, linear means that it's going to be a line. When we did linear equations, we graphed linear equations, they were all straight lines, okay? And now, in order for it to be a function, it has to pass the vertical line test. In other words, each input can have only one output. So, in this lesson, we're going to determine if the function is linear or nonlinear. So we're going to start with our definitions. So write your definition for linear function and write your definition for nonlinear functions. Please make sure you leave some space to put examples down below. So pause your video and write those definitions down now. Okay, a linear function is a function whose graph is a straight line and whose equation can be written in slope-intercept form. So it can be written in y equals mx plus b. Let's take a look at some examples. So the first example is y equals 3x plus 2. The slope in this case would be the 3, the y-intercept would be the 2. Slope is in front of x, y-intercept is behind x. Another example is y equals negative 4. Now a lot of times this one will confuse students because they don't see the x, so they're unsure if this would be linear or nonlinear. Well, this is a horizontal line. So underneath that, let's write, and just abbreviate horizontal. So this is a horizontal line, which means the slope, it's a flat line, so the slope is 0, and the y-intercept would be where it crosses the y-axis at negative 4. So for horizontal lines, your slope is 0, and your y-intercept is the number it's equal to. So that's y equals negative 4. The y-intercept is negative 4. The next one, y equals negative 1/2 x. The slope for this one would be negative 1/2, and because there is nothing behind the x, that means the y-intercept is 0. So the slope is negative 1/2, and the y-intercept would be 0, which means it goes through the origin. Y equals negative x plus 4, all divided by 2. Now that might not look like y equals mx plus b, but it can be simplified to be y equals mx plus b. So it is a linear function. Because if I simplify that equation, if I take negative 1x and 4, divide each by 2, I would get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. Pause your video, make sure you have all of those written down. Okay, so notice how I have an example of a horizontal line, but I do not have the example of like x equals a number, because vertical lines are not functions. In this lesson, they're going to be functions, and vertical lines are not functions. So write that down, please. Vertical lines are not functions. They would fail the vertical line test. Okay. If you have any questions on linear functions, please let me know.